Hey everybody! I hope you guys had a nice week so far. Today's topic for this video is going to be techniques to become a better active listener. So last week we talked about the benefits of active listening, and if you didn't catch that video, you're welcome to go to my YouTube channel at Shada Melkonian, and it should be up there so you can kind of get a recap, and then today we'll be focusing on the techniques. So one of the main things that I want to highlight with active listening, it's the simplest thing, but it's honestly the most important thing in showing the person that you're talking to that you care about what they're saying, is eye contact. Is showing them that they're the center of your attention and that you are focusing on them and them alone. And the best way we can do that is by maintaining eye contact with that person. So ensure that if the conversation matters to you and you want to show that you care, maintain eye contact through that conversation. Okay? The next thing that's important for active listening is distractions. So distractions exist in the world, clearly, especially in this day and age, and some we can't help, like, a truck going by or, something going on behind that person. But some we can help, and we choose to allow ourselves to be distracted by. So for example, as you can probably assume where this is going, our cell phones are the biggest distraction that we have. So if you want to be an active listener and actually engage with that person genuinely during that conversation, put the phone away. If it's urgent, I'm sure it'll pop up, there's a way to get in touch with you. However, to have your phone faced up or picking it up every few minutes to look at it, it just tells the person in front of you that, yeah, I'm listening to you, but not really. That there might be something that's more important at this moment than you are. It's not a nice message to send. I know we all do it to some degree. It's just what, the world has brought upon us. But it's one thing to be aware of it and to try to minimize it. It's another to fall victim to it. So let's try to make an effort to put our phones either away or face down so we don't see every bling that pops up on it. Okay? Another important thing in active listening is our focus is to actually listen. Not listen in the hopes that I'm going to pretend I'm listening just so I can get in what I want to say, but to listen with the sense of I actually want to understand where this person is coming from. I want to be able to understand their perspective. So, focusing in on the conversation, engaging in the conversation, asking questions, staying engaged through, rebuttals, not in an aggressive way, but just in a have you thought about it this way kind of way, like questioning and all those things. So being in that conversation for the sake of understanding as opposed to making a point. Okay? Other than that, there's so many elements of active listening, but another one is reflection. Reflection is something that is, once you get in the habit of doing it, it's actually really helpful, but at first it can seem kind of awkward. But what you're really doing with reflection is telling the person you're talking to what you just heard them say to you. So, for example, they're talking about a recent breakup they went through, whatever it may be. A reflection would be, so it seems like from what you're telling me that this was really hard for you and that you're going through a difficult time right now. So you're not adding any new information, you're just telling them what you're hearing. But the good thing about this is, one, it gives them the opportunity to correct you if you're misunderstanding what they're telling you. And two, if you aren't misunderstanding, it shows them that they're being heard. So it's really important in terms of keeping the conversation going and making sure you're both on the same page to once in a while throw in a reflection of what you're taking from what they're saying. Okay? Other than that, at the end, it's always nice to kind of summarize what was talked about to give the person the understanding that you were tuned in the whole time, you were there, and you care enough to be able to really put into words what they told you. Those are all really good tools for active listening. Even throughout the conversation, little things like Validations, like, like, yeah, that's true. You know, little comments here and there show the person that you're tuned in, you're still there, and that you are following them, as opposed to just sitting silently and staring at them with a blank face, where they might think like, is she even listening to what I'm saying, or is she mentally somewhere else right now? So these are just some techniques. Just to recap, you know, your nonverbal cues, your eye contact, reflections, validations, summarizing what they're telling you. All those things are really important, and in engaging genuinely with the person that you want to be listening to at that point. Okay? And the more we do this with one another, you know, the more likely we are to understand where each person is coming from, and the more we can actually help one another get through issues, as opposed to become obstacles for one another. Okay? Have a great rest of your week, and I will touch base with you guys again soon. Have a great day. Bye.